What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps. I'm trying to be disciplined and finish them up before I watch the Lions game. It's on right now. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you for, following me along for the 5,000 subscriber ride. Thank you for being here. I hope you're here and enjoy your stay. I hope you're here for a while. Let's get into the topic, which is going 50-50. What do I think about going 50-50? Listen, 50-50, I don't have a problem with 50-50. Now, I do believe the man should be the provider. I do come from a background where the man traditionally pays all of the bills. So, let me just go ahead and throw that out there. If the man can afford 100% of the bills, by all means, cover 100% of the bills. But here's the thing. He may be living by himself covering 100% of the bills, but if he takes on a wife and then they have kids, his income may not be enough to cover 2 additional people. So what's an example I can give? Like the electric bill. I remember I had my apartment out in Royal Oak. This was some years ago. And, I let my mother and sister come stay with me for a second. And they were not bad guests at all. They were a pleasure to have. But regardless of that, the electric bill, I remember, tripled. Because, my sister, she had her devices. She liked using them. And sometimes she could be a little bad with, turning lights off and stuff. So I may come home from the office and, the hallway light might be on. It's no telling how long that hallway light has been on. So you get what I'm saying? Things like that. Things cost one amount when you're by yourself, but they cost a different amount when you got one more person with you or 2 more people with you. So they just flat out may not be able to afford to cover 100% when you bring in a woman, children and whatnot. So I'm not going to shame a guy for being like, hey, look, I need you to help out and this and that, because y'all are supposed to be a team doing this together. Shaming a guy like you're not a real man because you're not paying 100% of the bills and stuff. Currently, right now, that's just not possible for a lot of people. The current climate of life, things are way more expensive. Everything costs more. So even if, let's say hypothetically before, he could cover 100% of everything before this current Biden-Harris administration, that don't mean that he would still be able to right now. So I really don't feel the whole thing of condemning brothers if they can't pay 100% of the bills, because things are way higher than they are. So you have another person to feed, you have another person to pay bills for, and then on top of that, the inflation aspect. So yeah, I think 50-50 is fine. For those brothers that can cover 100%, hey, they can cover 100%. But if you one of those brothers that can't cover 100%, you need her to chip in or whatever, I'm not about to sit up here and shame you, man, because I get it, bro. I totally understand. I'm not about to shame you at all, because I see what's happening out here. You may not be able to cover 100%, even though you want to. You just may feel like, as a man, I should cover 100%. And, I'm really bummed about the fact that I can't. But, bro, if you can't, you can't. Somebody could be like, okay, well, get another job and this and that. And that's true. He could get another job, but it's still no guarantee that even if he does get some part-time gig, that he gonna be able to cover 100% of the expenses, because literally everything has just become so much more costly. And then he can't work too much. Let's say he working 2 full-time jobs. I remember, back in the day, my stepfather worked 2 full-time jobs, man. I think about that now. That's crazy. He was really grinding. My man had 2 full-time jobs. He was working 8 to 10 hours each job. At the time, I'm so much younger, I don't realize the type of grinding that he doing. But he was hardly home. There were times he'd come back from one job, he would be at the house maybe an hour or two before he was leaving out to go work the other job. I wish I knew then what I know now, because, you know, I'm a younger lad. I don't realize that this man is grinding the way that he is. So shout out to him. Shout out to my stepfather for being the working man that he was, because now as an adult, I see how much of a sacrifice that is to work 2 full-time jobs. We talking about working 40 to 50 hours a week each job, man, just to make sure that we had what we needed. We had food on the table, we had clothes on our back, you know, all the bills was paid. But not everybody built like that, and not everybody got a woman that, if the guy is gone like that, is gonna be faithful to him. Because I've seen just way too many situations where the guy busting his butt, working crazy hours. He working 60, 70, 80, even 90-hour weeks just to provide for the family. And she out there running around doing this and that with God knows who, sometimes his own homies. And she finally get caught up. And her excuse is, well, you're never here. You don't show me any attention. You don't show me any love. And it's like, honey, ain't nobody got time to be up under you like that and also work 90 hours a week. I'm telling y'all, man, my stepfather was working 80 to 90 hours a week. We hardly seen him at times, man. We really did. We hardly seen him at times. And again, I don't know this. I know that now that I'm responsible, I know, like, man, shoot, them bills is a mofo, and you know, mortgage is a mofo, you know, food is a mofo, and he was working like that. He was working like that. I mean, we talking about that the 80s. He was working like that. So, in order for a dude to not work like that, I mean, the thing is that nowadays with the current economy, it may not even be possible for you to work 90 hours. All right, you could have a job and they give you 40 hours a week and they not giving out any overtime, and you may be able to find some second job, but it may not be full time. And if you do find a full-time one, they may not be willing to work around the schedule of, you know, your other job. See, then with my stepfather, it wasn't uncommon for the men to have 2 jobs. So they had no problem working around, like literally both his jobs knew of the other one, and they had no problem working around his availability so that he can get in 40 to 50 hours at each. That's not as easy to do nowadays. You know, you could have one job and be barely getting 40 hours. 2 jobs getting 40 hours, and 2 jobs that's giving you 40 hours and accommodating your availability at that is not as easy to come by as it once was. So, you know, I mean, 2 wheels rolling together, making it an easier ride. You know, 2 heads working together, just all that. I mean, women be talking so much about how we're a team and all this sort of stuff, and my partner and all that sort of stuff, which, you know, I don't like the term partner because, you know, that sounds like rainbow rhetoric. But for them to be talking about my partner, the way that they do, when it's time to actually fulfill the role of being partner, they don't seem to like it all that much. I've noticed that. It's very common. So that's what I think about 50-50. I have no problem with 50-50. I think some people right now absolutely need 50-50. I think most people right now need 50-50. Not everybody out here just making bank like that to where they can afford to cover 100% of the bills for themselves, for the missus, for the children. You know, it is what it is. And just because you have to go out and work and be 50-50 doesn't mean you should lose respect for your man because you must contribute to the house, you know, because please believe he'd be paying 100% if he could, you know. And, you know, listen, fellas deal with a lot out here in the real world. If he's not able to cover 100% of the expenses, this is not something that he feels good about. Absolutely not. This is not something at all that he feels good about. So, you know, give your man a break, man. Give him a foot rub, make him a sandwich, tell him you love him, give him a hug, because you really don't know what that man is going through, facing the world. You don't know what, because he may not talk about this stuff, but I'm telling you, if he not able to cover 100% of the expenses, he definitely feels some kind of way about that. Especially nowadays when you got all these dudes on social media bragging about, oh, my woman has never worked, my woman has never paid a bill. And we don't know if they capping or not, unless they like some celebrity or something like that. I mean, even Travis Kelce was making his chick go 50-50, man. Now, if I was in his position, I definitely wouldn't have no chick paying no bills of the house. But that's still funny that even he was having a chick pay 50-50. So if that dude was having his woman pay 50-50, man, yo average guy that's going out there busting his butt 40 to 50 hours a week at his regular job, man, give that guy a hand, help out. He don't want to be in that position, and he may not always be in that position, but he is right now. So if you love him the way you claim, and you with him for the long haul like you claim, play your part. Be a helpmate. Be a support to your man and what he's trying to do for y'all and the family, and stop giving that man a hard time. I'm gonna leave it there for whoever needs to hear that. Later, y'all.